Okay, this is the A1 Platinum encoder. Now, for those of us that have the Intelliquilter attached to our A1 Platinum machines, we are finding that in some cases the Y motor doesn't have enough clearance to go over the rear bracket that holds the encoder on the rear right hand side of our carriages. And this is just a hack that we can do to change this encoder over to the left rear side of our carriages. All we need to do is reverse the loaded spring on this encoder to be able to do this. So first things first is that you need to have a look at your encoder, take it off your carriage for a start, and we need to actually separate, and hopefully I can do this for you, but very carefully so that we don't actually break anything here. But this here is in two parts. Okay, so I'm just using a very fine screwdriver, flat-headed screwdriver, and we are going to I've done this successfully now a few times. Just get this release from there and pull this apart like that. So you can see the two bits like this. Be careful it doesn't all spring off. So what you want to do, just very carefully hold the spring onto that side and simply flip it over to the other side of here. So you're making sure that the spring is still all in the little holes, and we're going to put it on this side. Whoops, here we go. You see the bit that sticks up there, that little bit of wire? And I'm going to make sure it goes into that hole there. You see the little holes? So it hooks in. Whoops, still not in there. Now we've got it. Then we get the other piece, and we're going to slip that back in together and line them up and press it back together. So now this spring is loaded in the opposite direction. Okay, that's all it needs to be. And then we'll go put it back onto our carriage, and we'll go take a quick little video of that so you can see where I'm placing it. Okay, so normally your encoder is sitting on the rear right hand side of your machine. That's where mine is, and the spring makes it sit down onto the wheel. So what we need to do is simply use a fresh carriage. I have unscrewed the bracket from this side, and there's already a hole drilled on this side of your carriage, and I've simply placed it in there. So the next thing I will do is say a washer. Let me show you, where is it? A lock washer in here, and then the nut, and we tighten it up. And when we do tighten it up, we make sure that we tension that spring so that when it is really hard to do this with one hand, then there'll be a spring holding that onto the wheel. And that's how we can swap the encoder over to the left rear side of our carriage so that our Intelliquilter motor can travel the full length. The other little hack is, you can see this here, you can just loosen this slightly, and if you rotate it to the left just enough so that when the wheel of your machine comes back, that the white bar on the axles hit this instead of the wheel, you'll actually get another nearly ½ inch of throat space that you can work in.